Hello and welcome to our weekly boxing chat here on Sky Sports News. I'm Andy Scott and this week I'm joined by boxing trainer Gary Logan ahead of a massive fight night in Liverpool this Saturday live on Sky Sports. I'm pleased to say that Dan Azeez joins us, who'll be defending his British light heavyweight title against Shakan Pitters. Gentlemen, great to see you. I mean, Dan, first off, you're literally doing this and then a little bit more training and jumping on a train up to Liverpool, so thank you so much for coming in. Just how are you on this part of fight week? I always get a little bit fearful talking to fighters making weight, but you're smiling, so...
I'm all good, man. Do you know what I mean? It's good to be here, take my mind off the stresses of fight week, and yeah, like you said, off to Liverpool tomorrow, and yeah, prepare last few days to prepare for the fight.
Shakan Pitters, it's a really good fight. Gary and I spoke about it off camera. Really like this as a fight. It's a tough challenge though, as British title defences should be. He's tall, 6'6" for this weight. He's an awkward southpaw. You wouldn't pick him necessarily as a defence of someone style-wise.
Yes, you're right. He's got, you know, he's tall, but like they say, you know, the bigger they are, the taller they are, you know, the harder they fall. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge. He's a worthy adversary. He's former British champion. So, yeah, like I said, when I won the championship, I said, I don't want to be one of them guys who just vacate and move on. If there's anyone who wants to come and challenge me and who's worthy, I'm up for it.
I'm looking at these pictures now. Gary Logan, in terms of like an announcement win, Dan Azeez beating Hosea Burton and what many people thought was a 50-50 fight. Yeah. That's what Dan Azeez is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, he comes with those lovely short shots. Marvin Hagler is his hero, and you can see it in the way that he's fighting the taller man, jumping in with the jab, shifting stance into southpaw and coming back with the hooks over the top. It's really good to watch. And that's why hitting against Pitters, once again, another taller man in his first defence, quite similar to Marvin Hagler in his early defence against Fulio Bell when he takes him out with amazing shots and really great repertoire shots. So Dan's just shown us and he's told us what a champion's been about. And we were talking earlier of saying that how many guys get a British title and then quickly vacate and move and, you know, circumnavigate their way to maybe a world title opportunity or a European title opportunity without even defending their British title, which is such a prestigious title to defend.
How do you feel about that? I mean, Gary's talking about the honour of winning a British title. What about capturing one forever, winning it outright? Is that a goal of yours?
Yeah, maybe if there's a fight people want to see, or, you know, a good contender that wants to challenge me for it, I'm more than happy to defend. But, you know, we got Saturday to deal with. Shakan's no walk in the park, so yeah, that's what I'm fully focused on. Yeah,
we're really looking forward to that. I'm going to poke the bear a little bit here. Ben Whittaker, you know, his announcement as a pro, the press conference, he came straight out, didn't he, and said, I want British champion Dan Azeez. Did you take that personally, or is that just the business?
Not at all, man. It's he's the new kid on the block, so to speak, silver medalist.
He's not shy, as we can see.
I actually enjoyed his debut. You know, I think he's entertainment. Sometimes you need a bit of Marmite do you know what I mean, on the dish. You know, some people will like him, some people won't. But not everything has to be traditional. You need entertainment. You know, people are comparing him to Naz and whatnot. And apart from me, you know, maybe meeting him down the line, if that happens, I quite like him. You know, I think he's good for the sport and he's entertaining, so yeah. Yeah,
don't worry about that. By the time we cut this up, we won't be having any of that. We like him, and I'm a fan of him. Just looking at these pictures, that was Ben in Saudi Arabia, Gary. What did you make of fight number 2? He was a little bit disappointed, actually, in his performance, but I don't want to jinx it, but you do see Ben Whittaker and Dan Azeez on a bit of a collision course if you keep winning, Dan, and if Ben Whittaker keeps winning.
Yeah, I mean, Ben's got total belief in what he's doing, how he's going about things, and I thought he actually boxed quite well. You know, there's a couple of things there. Just in that little clip there, he's punching and taking his head out as he punches. So he's doing fundamental things really well, intermixed with things that aren't so fundamental, but they seem to work for him at this stage in his career. So we'll see. But I mean, it's exciting, and you know, Dan said he's Marmite. You either like him or you don't like him. Either way, you're going to tune in, and that's what he wants.
Let's talk about the top of the bill. in Liverpool this weekend. Liam Smith against Hassan Mwakinyo. Now, we know Hassan came over here and absolutely wrecked the Sam Eggington train that was on course for a fight at Wembley Stadium against Brandon Rios, and Mwakinyo was just an opponent. Yeah. Obviously, looking back at that now, very, very, very dangerous man.
You know, he's got a 70% knockout ratio in his last 10 fights. He's chinned 7 of them. So the one thing he can do is punch very well. The one thing that Liam's got normally is a nice tight defence. He's going to need it against somebody that hooks as well as Mwakinyo does. But Liam's a good hooker himself as well. But and I know Liam's definitely got the better hand speed. I personally think better punch repertoire. But this guy's dangerous, and he lets his hands go, as we're seeing here. And I mean, he was letting his hands go even before he had Sam hurt, and Sam just couldn't get out of the way of him, out of those shots. But with all due respect, Sam's never been a defensive specialist, whereas if Liam does get in trouble, you can see him tucking up and riding out the storm. And I think it's going to be either points or a late round stoppage for Liam.
Going back to Liam Smith, if we can, what we were talking about there with Sam Eggington, he was already looking ahead. Liam Smith's been in this game a long time now, and I already know the answer will be he's focused on Saturday. But how dangerous is it when, you know, people are talking about world titles for a second time, and you could fight this fighter, you could fight that fighter? How difficult is it when people are throwing names at you like that?
It's part of the game. At the end of the day, people are gonna talk on what's next. But as a professional and being the boxer, you just have to focus on the goal or focus on what's in front of you at the moment. And I'm very sure that's what Liam Smith is doing. He's one of my favourite Smith brothers. I like, look, you see him there. I like him on the inside. He's got tenacity, and I think he's got very good mental strength. So I think he's going to do a job on the day. And yeah, I look forward to him pushing on after that.
He's coming off a very good win against Jesse Vargas. But actually, just watching that, he has got a definition of a fan-friendly style. It doesn't mean it doesn't seem to mind standing in front of you. He
doesn't hide, but at the same time, he doesn't get hit a lot.
Yeah,
his defence is very deceptive, you know, and he loves punching off of your shots. He's happy letting you punch onto his forearms or catching him on the gloves, as long as he can counter off it, you know.
Do you mind if I ask you about Natasha Jonas? She's got a chance to unify WBC and WBO titles, and for a long time, people thought that she might not get that chance to win a world title. She'd come up short before in very razor-tight decisions. She's against Patricia Bergholt in Liverpool, so it's a homecoming and it's a chance to unify. I mean, they don't come around too often.
No, they don't, and she'll be totally up for it. But she's got a 15-0 undefeated opponent who's a champion, used to winning, and but you know, Katie Taylor was used to winning, and Natasha was razor close with her, and Terry Harper used to winning. Natasha was razor close with her in fights that a lot of people thought she won. So she's used to these sort of level of competition. I think that Bergholt's style does suit her, and I think we're going to see Natasha a 2-belt holder after this.
Well, that's part of this Liverpool bill, and the Liverpool fans will also have a chance to see one of the best young prospects in all of world boxing. Adam Azim is looking for win number 6.
He's got great mobility, speed, accuracy, and power. I got royalty inside my DNA. Azim, electrifying. Power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though ambition, flow inside my DNA. I got.
This kid is fast.
In a couple of years' time, he could be one of the youngest world champions coming out of Britain.
If he doesn't become or box for a world title within the next 2 years, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I just win again, then win again like Wimbledon I serve. I know how you work, I know just who you are. I got. All eyes on Azim. I got.
I want to become the youngest world champion, that's my aim.
I got.
You're going to remember the name.
I do think it's fair comment that we could be accused of hyping people up in the past. But you watch that and it is very difficult not to jump on this hype train of Adam Azim. So far, so good, Dan. What have you seen of him? Has he impressed you? Can you do the backflip?
Oh, first of all, I can't do the backflip. besides him performing well on the night, I've seen him like in training and everything, and yeah, he's definitely the real deal. He's got speed, power, good boxing IQ as well, and I definitely think he's en route to like being like probably one of the youngest world champions for sure. Like, he's a top prospect, and yeah, he's doing everything right at the moment.
If I could just say, what would you say to a Dan Azeez of 21, 22, early in your career at 6-0 or 5-0, where Adam Azim is now?
Yeah.
What would you pass on in terms of advice?
Just have the good people around you. He seems more naturally gifted, if I'll be honest. So it's just about having the right team around him, and it looks like he does. He has a good trainer in Shane McGuigan. He's with Sky. He's on Boxer. So yeah, it's just about manoeuvring him and guiding him the right way, and maybe not going too fast.
Let's go to the heavyweights. We're still dealing with the fallout of Usyk, Joshua in Jeddah, but the big moving parts in this story is Tyson Fury and what's happening with Tyson Fury. The undisputed clash does remain on the table because Fury has instructed the WBC, you know, don't strip me, I can fully intend to continue. But until we hear it from him, there is still that question mark. So the question to you is, do you expect him now to join the table for those 100%. Negotiations for the undisputed fight against Usyk?
100%, 100%. I don't think he would dangle that carrot unless he was going to come back, as it were, for this fight. And it's the only fight out there at heavyweight that now matters. You know, irrespective of AJ comeback or whatever, this is the fight that really matters. The man that's beaten AJ twice, the man that's is by many people what they consider the lineal champion. It's the only fight out there that I could see him coming back for right now, and I think he will.
Dan, linking it back to something that you said at the top, the little man against the big man. Usyk is always going to be the little man in that fight because Tyson Fury is one of those giants in the division. Skill set wise, just set that fight up for us. Does Usyk possess enough to cause Tyson Fury problems? Is Tyson Fury too big, too good? These are all questions that people are going to be asking sooner rather than later.
I think they both possess like the skills and are both at a level where they can cause each other problems. But with Tyson Fury, it's like he's just a bogeyman for everyone. Like, do you know what I mean? He's got the height, the awkwardness as well. I would put Tyson Fury as the favourite in that, but Usyk is time and time again proved that, like, you know, he can go there when he needs to, and I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough one, but I'll put Tyson as the favourite for sure.
One word answer from both of you before I cut you off there. If I said in 2023 you've got your last £10, will we see that fight? Will we see an undisputed heavyweight title clash?
Yes.
Dan?
Yeah.
So that pretty much means it won't happen then. Thanks to you. I cut you off before we let you go. What were we going to say there, Gary? Sorry.
Maybe forget now.
Dan, before you go, look, I just want to reiterate, on fight week, you've got a lot of travelling to do. Thank you so much for coming in. No. Just your final thoughts ahead of this fight on Saturday. Just how much do you want to announce yourself as the leading domestic 175?
Yeah, it's just I really do want to announce myself, and it's more just solidifying myself as one of the top, if not the top, domestic light heavyweight in the country.
Thank you so much for coming in. Gary, thank you as well for coming in. Remember, you can listen to the whole Toe to Toe podcast later with these two and myself. Make sure you join us next week for more special boxing guests. Don't forget our live action on Saturday night. Liam Smith says the best is still to come.
Got the same hunger, the same fire in my belly to keep pushing up and keep pushing towards a world title.
To be clear, y'all, this a new page. Step on new stages. Yeah, we go to ledge.
I've conquered the world and I'll do it again.
Stand up, no one giving, so we taking on. Stand up, stand firm, we can never fall.
I want to be involved in fights where people are talking about me and people are saying, can't wait for that fight, or what a fight that was.
There can only be one.
Something about Liverpool is different. When you get behind the road and you get them arena shows, there's nothing like boxing in front of your own town.
There can only be one.
The best is yet to come.